Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It has been a long, very long time since I last put a video here on YouTube. I think it was in the summer, July maybe, around my son's birthday. And back then I told you about the paintings I made for a big exhibition. I was planning to do more videos, but I just couldn't find any time. But now I was inspired to do a new video because last week a colleague, Titus Meeuws, came here to do an interview together, and he has a great channel, YouTube channel, in which he talks and shows about his work. So go and check it out. I will leave a link in the description box below. I like his videos very much. They have this kind of dreamy atmosphere, and I know I could never do the same, not in the time I have, but well, I was just inspired to share something about my work again, so here I am. And today is a special day for me because it's all about finishing old works and allowing myself to be enthusiastic about new plans, to let new inspiration flow. I think it was since August that I have been working on commissions and some sellable still lifes. I also did a bunch of fun small things for myself, but there were a lot of things I had to do, and that was great and I'm very thankful for that. But now I'm so happy I can start and paint new subjects again. So my picture book about Prebella is done, the sheep Prebella. If you don't know it, just go through my videos and you'll see a bunch of watercolor time lapses and me talking about the project. But that's a picture book about sheep Prebella, and I have made all the pictures, so now I'm preparing to send my manuscript to publishers, hoping that they will like it. Now that Prebella is done, I already have a new plan for a picture book in mind about a heron who can't sit still, and I already made a lot of sketches. What I'm also looking forward to is painting a series of kind of monochrome, not really monochrome, but still lifes painted in all kind of variations of 1 or 2 colors. So not too full of contrast. And this is for an exhibition. The other thing I can't wait to do is making a series of new paintings inspired by motherhood. So I did so last year, but I still have a lot of paintings inside my head. So these are inspired by motherhood, which means I put the emphasis on the beauty of a child's imagination, or simply the beauty of as a mother seeing the world through a child's eyes. I already made sketches and I will tell you more about it, but that's all for another video. And today I will just do a little chat about inspiration as you see me working inside the studio today. So this painting is a study I made last summer in Wales. We were staying in a holiday home from the National Trust in the Snowdonia Park, and we had just a beautiful landscape surrounding us. Unfortunately, I didn't have much opportunities to paint, but this one was painted just next to the house. Normally, I don't change anything in a plein air painting afterwards, but this one has been sitting in my studio for a while, and when I was working outside, I had so much difficulty dealing with the sun that I became blind to the boring line I added to my composition. So I wanted to experiment and see how I could solve it. I always make a composition sketch when I go paint outside or inside, it doesn't matter. I just always make composition sketches beforehand. And when I started painting, it was a bit sunny, but the sun was only in the upper corner of the composition I chose. And later on, there also came sun on the grass in front of the tree, and I just painted that without paying attention to the composition. And now I'm just so annoyed by the repetition of those two diagonal blocks of light. So I'm changing the lower part, and I hope it will become a more interesting picture. This work is an example of inspiration that comes from outside. For many years, that was the only way I got inspired, just being struck by the beauty of what surrounds me. It could be the complementary colors of a bush of yellow roses and the lavender hedge. It could be the endless variation of greens in a landscape on a rainy morning. It could be a very strong shape of a bare tree in the winter. It could be anything. Inspiration then feels like a kind of restlessness. It is some sort of voice ringing in my ear saying I should really try to capture what I see or I'll regret it. And if I can't paint in that moment because I'm working with the children or whatever, I will become very annoyed and a bit angry too. However, if I can give in to the inspiration and start to paint, then the act of it becomes kind of meditative, and there seems no brain activity involved whatsoever. Then there is inspiration from within. It starts inside my head without any concrete reason, or at least so it seems. The idea for Brebella, my picture book about a Sardinian sheep, came to me while I was walking with my son, and there was nothing in my surroundings that could have caused this spark of imagination and inspiration. I came up with a whole story for the picture book from the beginning to the end, including the compositions during an hour walk. And then I came home and I started drawing and writing very quickly before I would lose the idea. Sometimes, however, something I see triggers an idea. I might see a photograph and all of a sudden I get a vision of the possibilities I have to change that picture into something totally different. It is like this with painting sometimes, but it can also be something entirely different. For example, I have this thing of walking through the streets. It might be in a village or in a city, and when I see an empty house that is for sale, then I immediately my imagination goes loose, and I wonder what I could do to that house to make it, for example, a beautiful restaurant, or the house of my dreams or a place in which to give painting workshops. It could be anything. It is that type of inspiration that I like the most, because when I'm talking about painting again now, because it allows me to combine observation and imagination, to see what possibilities there are in real life, and how my imagination could change them. Also, it feels like I'm working very hard. My brains and my hands are both trying to figure out if my technical skills are up to it, if I can translate my ideas into paint, and which steps should be taken during the process. Last year I made a lot of works this way. An example is the painting of my son Ephesio in moonlight on a beach. The inspiration I got from a photograph on a sunny day, and it looked totally different than the painting does now. But when I saw him without clothes, standing there as a small, cute little child, looking towards the sea, I don't know how it happened, but I just saw him standing there in the moonlight. And I imagined how beautiful it would look if the moon would be reflected in the water, and that he would look to the moon, to the reflection in the water. And that on the beach, on the dark beach, there would be all kind of small details, almost giving light as well, as a kind of echo of the reflection of the moon. So little crabs and little shells. Yeah, it was just a moment of inspiration and imagination. If you want to see it, you can find that one and also all the other works I made last year, largely painted from imagination, on my website and on Instagram. You can find all the links below. But I wonder, what kind of inspiration have you experienced? Just please let me know in the comments. I would love to know. So if you are thinking, yes, okay, there are different kinds of inspiration, but what inspires you? Then I suppose you only have to look at my work and you'll see that I'm mostly inspired by nature and the little things in my life. Just as I can get excited by eating nice dishes, finding tasty products in a store or at the market, I can get excited painting those things. Organic shapes attract me more than straight lines you'll find in the city. So, nature and its gifts are what inspire me. At the same time, things don't need to be so straightforward in my work. I love a bit of magic and mystique too. After all, there is something magical about very ordinary things. Drinking tea together, preparing a special meal and laying the table with eye for detail, walking in the woods, swimming in a brooklet, running under the starry sky, which I did the day before yesterday. For me, it is very clear that magic is around us. I like to show the magical beauty of those ordinary things in my work. Also, there is another thing which is more complex to show. I'm inspired by the power of a child's imagination. When I see and hear my 3-year-old son speak and play, I understand that he literally lives his dreams. There are no boundaries to what can be portrayed in books and paintings. So I hope that I will be able to push myself further and further and become a pro in painting what I have inside my mind, which is very difficult. And that's why it's not a meditative act at all when I try to paint the imagination. Anyway, I think we're almost done today. I don't know if I'm happy with the result of this painting, but I will just have to get used to this new picture. Set it aside and let it rest. I tried to do something different today with the video because I understood from a lot of people that they like to see more real life, real time painting, because the time lapses were too quick and that's not the way to learn. So I included this very slow video, a recorded video here on YouTube, hoping that you will like it. But if you don't, or if you do, just please let me know. Some feedback would be nice, so I can do something for you. Also, if you like this video, please consider subscribing. I don't know when I'll be able to upload the next video, but It is my intention to make more videos than I did last year, because there were not a lot at all. So until next time, bye!